What is up, guys? Welcome back. Been slacking a lot lately, and figured we would do just a quick, simple little install on the truck this evening. It's kind of warm, nice outside for once. Hopefully we're finally going back into spring. Been doing some shakedowns on the truck, trying to get ready for camping this spring. And we went out last weekend and realized there was a lot of things to fix on the truck. I finished a bunch of stuff real quick, threw a bunch of stuff together, and realized that I need to change things like carrying water. The sleeping arrangement needs to be tweaked a little bit, suspension needs to be overhauled, and lighting and just general camp setup need some more stuff. I need to change more stuff. Last weekend was a disaster. We went camping and basically almost froze to death. So I recorded a little bit of that. I'll go ahead and put whatever I got in whatever sequence together right now. Super, you're just eating munchies.
Did you just get done playing soccer?
He doesn't have apple slices.
Juice box, though.
I need a juice box.
First of all, I had that over on me. I was gonna say I didn't feel it.
My blood sugar's dipping.
You sound like Cleveland on Family Guy. Oh, Loretta.
Oh.
My blood sugar's tipping.
Isn't there another one though?
Oh, stop.
Well, don't look at it.
That's weird. I thought there was one right here, but it might have dried up.
Maybe it washed away.
There's tea right there. Pretty sure that used to be one.
Yeah. It's right there somewhere. I'm not walking down that trail though. Exactly. I just thought this brick was kind of cool. Whoa. Dude, you know when I was looking at the weather last night, it wasn't supposed to snow.
I know. And now there's storm weather reports for hitting the highways tonight.
Yeah.
They're saying all the way to Helena is supposed to be hazard driving only. It's sick. We're gonna die.
Yep, we're done. survived the night. First night camping inside the truck, and very cold. I think it got down to like negative degrees last night. So far so good. Time to get up and make breakfast. So yeah, so it was kind of a cool little spot. We went over to just outside of Helena, Montana, and camped overnight as a shakedown to see what it was I needed to change. And we went to the hot springs the night before that, and that's when I started realizing that my suspension needs some work. So to start off with, we got a bigger light bar up front. So that is a 30-inch rough country installed. That has helped out tremendously, just throwing light down the trail. So that's come in handy. We are going to be changing out these pods and the fog lights for rugged for rigids. Yeah, well, we're going to change those out for rigids to get better light. So we're going to do a spotlight up front, then mount a floodlight somewhere on the sides, and then do their new fog lights. And that should be it for the front. We should be fine there. As you can see, we got our axe and our shovel put back up on the roof rack, so that's nice. That came in handy last weekend cutting up firewood. Inside, we got this little switch going on. Kind of like a Switch Pro, but cheaper because I couldn't quite afford it at the time. But we got that installed. That makes hooking up all of our lights a whole lot easier. They're just kind of like a plug and play. It's over by the battery on that corner and underneath the hood. And then as you see, we got a platform built. It's not finished yet. There's a couple tweaks I need to make. But we got our sleeping platform and it worked decent. I just had to lay the seats forward. A full-size blow-up air mattress fit back here, which I can get into that in another video on the sleeping arrangement, but that worked pretty well. So with all that in mind, the one thing I want to tackle today is water. I mean, it's easy enough to carry just like a 32 rack of water that you can get from Walmart, but I didn't like the fact of all those bottles having to go somewhere, and obviously you pack it in, you pack it back out. But I didn't like that. So that was the first thing I wanted to tackle. So what I ended up doing was ordering a Rotopax system, which is something I've been wanting for a long time. And what we started with is just a 2-gallon water pack with their deluxe pack mount. And we're just gonna put this on the rear hatch. I seen a truck blowing everything out here. I seen a truck on Instagram that mounted it right here where this little bevel portion is of the back hatch, and it seems like it's strong enough to at least hold one. But if it holds one just fine, if I can reinforce the back of it, I want to see if I can hold 2 gas packs back here and move the water somewhere else. But for right now, let's go ahead and try to install this Rotopax. So this is kind of cool. Comes with all the hardware you need to mount one pack, and it's pretty straightforward. They've got these 2 little bolts in the back of here, which is going to mount to your faceplate. Let's go ahead and screw those in. So mount those 2 up in the back just like that. Those are going to be both 13s. So then you get provided the rest of the hardware. So in here you'll have 4 little squares. which is where they provide you a carriage bolt that'll go in with your flat washer, and then a locking 11mm nut, and that'll go on the back, and you'll have 4 of those. So what we'll go ahead and do right now is tape up the hatch and get this kind of aligned with the Rotopax. Yeah. And figure out where we want to mount it. Alright, so now that we have our holes marked where we want them, let's go ahead and pull out the inner panel. So just 3 10mm bolts and a bunch of little clips to pull out. That's all it is, super simple. And then this is what I'm talking about right here. So this is where that indent is. This is where your med pack, if your truck still has one, that's where that's going to be. And it's going to be really cool because we have all this room back in here, because this is kind of right on the other side of these tabs is where the plastic stops. So we have, you know, like 1.5 inches worth of room. And if this turns out not to be strong enough, we can always put a backing plate on it to support more weight, which might be what we do going down the road. But we have everything is marked. Our holes are marked. So let's go ahead and get a step bit. And punch some holes in our door. Alright, so if you don't have a step bit the size you're looking for, if you're going to drill this into anything, doesn't have to be your hatch, just whatever you want to put it into, it's going to be 1/4. That'll be the size of your drill bit you need for these carriage bolts. And just like that, it's actually pretty sturdy. I might not have to do a backing plate until we go to like 2 gas cans. But just like that, our Rotopax is installed. I don't know, pretty easy install. Now I can hold 2 gallons worth of water on the outside of the truck. We can rotate it over and put a little spigot on it, use it to wash dishes. It's just nice because now it's one less thing inside the truck. And I did screw up though. I didn't grab the one with the lockable, I don't know what it's called, but the lockable thing on it. So basically you tighten that down and lock it so nobody can steal your Rotopax. So I will jump over to that eventually. I just won't leave this on the back of my truck all the time. And I'm going to have to get a new one anyways because I'm going to get an extension so I can carry 2 back here. So there's that. Another thing too I forgot to add to that list that we fixed was we finished tinting the rest of the truck in 5% because sleeping in that, too much light was coming in. Woke me up at the crack of dawn, just got super light outside, I couldn't sleep anymore, so we decided to go ahead and do 5%. on the rest of the windows, so it'll block out the light when I'm sleeping in here, and also it'll keep people from seeing my stuff that's back here when we do hit the road this spring and start going to places like Utah and Colorado and anywhere. Just don't want people to see what I got back here. So we went ahead and tinted 5% over the already factory tint the Xterra had, so it's super dark back here, so I'm excited about that. And then if you guys notice here, we'll get into that. That's a project for tomorrow. Everything went back together just fine. Just put those 3 bolts back in, snap the panel back in, good to go. And there it is, 2-gallon Rotopax installed. And I know I'm gonna go back when it warms up a little bit in a week or two. Hopefully spring is coming. We'll go back, touch up some paint so those holes don't rust out. And then I also want to add a little rubber pad the size of that mounting plate so that whole surface doesn't eat away the paint. So we'll add a rubber spacer between all of that to stop it from taking the paint off. But there we go. So if you guys like that, like, comment, subscribe. You guys know the drill. Thank you for all the support you guys have been giving me. Your comments have been great. We're at 120 subscribers so far. So I think at 50 or at 500 subscribers, I'm gonna do a small little giveaway. I've been working on a couple things. So thank you for all your support. Love you guys, and we'll see you in tomorrow's video.